You know, sometimes I'm embarrassed to be called an influencer, and this is why. People like him who are young and they get success quick and they completely take it for granted and other people around them for granted. That's actually mostly what I want to talk about, but also I'm a car person, so let's talk about a McLaren that crashed. Hey guys, David here. Quick note, I have a 35% off sale of PattersonCarCare.com. So if you're interested in using premium detail product to clean your car, there you go. I've stirred the pot a little bit online when it comes to some car communities. Stay in your lane. It's the reason you in the comments. But not so much, I guess you say, the streaming community. And I don't have really a mean bone in my body overall. I have to basically call out some blatant disregard for human life and also a really cool car. Rest in peace. Here we have Mr. Jack, and Mr. Jack here is an NPC that you would find at a downtown takeover with the classic Edgar influencer cut. So before I kind of break down this whole situation, let's have a little bit of context. A little bit of context is distracted driving. Distracted driving is pretty much one of the #1 reasons why people have car accidents, especially nowadays and in America, mostly because of these things. Believe it or not, there are stories of back in the day when the automobile was in its early days of what accessories to put on a car. And when they decided to put a radio in the car, that was considered very distracting. A lot of car companies didn't want to do it because even that was like, oh no, people need to pay attention so they don't hit anything with this metal missile. And as we know, cars, no matter what they are dangerous inherently. I know it sounds kind of hypocritical as somebody who test drives performance cars. Driving is not difficult, especially if you're just paying attention. And we have so many people nowadays who don't take it seriously enough, including him, blatantly looking down at his phone in a very expensive supercar in the rain is pretty much some smooth brain energy here. And it happens all the time. My car was completely totaled from somebody looking down at their phone. My first Mustang was rear-ended from somebody looking down at their phone. You aren't looking ahead, therefore you don't have control of the car anymore. I don't care how good you are at texting and driving, but at the same time, rumor has it, he's reading his stream's chat. Really? Is it really that important to read your chat, endangering everybody on the road for clicks and likes, dude? Come on. And these are all mistakes that a ton of people make every single day. However, this is where things get really weird. And while you're driving in the rain, something is very likely to happen no matter where you live or what you do. You lose traction, especially when you hydroplane. So when you do like a racing school or even like a drift school, a lot of the times they'll wet the ground up to really get you to oversteer the car completely on purpose. At the Porsche Experience Center, they will have a kick plate and spin you out on purpose to have you train yourself to control the car. However, even with the best driver in the world, if you are staring at your phone, it's not gonna happen. And he also has complete target fixation when he completely hydroplanes because he's staring right at the guardrail, therefore he's gonna hit the guardrail. But the thing is he is locked into this phone, right? He barely looks up, he's staring right at it, and then he crashes. Who would have thought? Side note, I know it was wet and I know it was raining. However, McLarens are some of the easiest supercars to drive ever because of their traction controls, their nannies, everything like that. I know it's different when you're hydroplaning, but it's also different when you're not even looking at the freaking road. I went to Silverstone in the UK for a McLaren day when we were doing promotions for Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw, and I was generally concerned that all these movie journalists who had never driven anything fast were about to drive a 700 plus horsepower McLaren. It was the 720S at the time and the 600 LT at the time. And they were fine. They just drove around, they put it around, they got on it some, but all the nannies took care of them. But guess what? They were paying attention and they were on a racetrack. And something tells me that he's probably not the best driver in the world, so just a hunch. Also, the splatter paint job on the McLaren just does not add up to the look of the McLaren. Like, its body lines and stuff, it just doesn't suit a splatter paint job. It's pretty atrocious, if you ask me. And I'm very, very easy on people's taste. It's pretty bad, dude. But this is where I felt like I actually needed to make this video. And this is the importance of content creation over a vital situation happening in real time. First of all, you're endangering somebody in your passenger seat. If you're gonna be dumb, at least be dumb by yourself, or just, how about you just don't be dumb at all and look at your phone? This could have gone so much worse than it did. But his buddy in the passenger seat who's filming, he could have told you what the chat was saying, but you didn't. And at the same time, he was filming you anyway. So then you spin out, and then you literally tell him to keep recording when his head is busted open. Are you serious?
Michael, here. Michael, do you have your film on that phone too?
The chat is not gonna go anywhere. The stream is not gonna go anywhere. What should be important is the well-being of the person in the passenger seat if you are okay. And that is not a priority. And he has an Oscar-winning performance of getting the windows busted out and him getting out of the car.
Oh! Oh! Help! Oh, can you hold this?
He's still streaming as he's getting pulled out of the car. It's like, turn the stream off. You have bigger issues right now. He has an Oscar-winning performance when he's out like, oh my God, my car. No way, bro. Holy crap, bro. Wow, it's so cooked right now.
My car! Holy shit, no! No!
It's like, dude, you should be happy you didn't hit anybody else, man. Michael here, hold this and record it on that phone too. Disgraceful.
There's no fucking... Michael, here. Michael, do you have your film on that phone too?
But this, to me, is very much like what happened back in 2018 with a certain Paul brother in a certain forest, if you know what I'm saying. Completely blowing off the situation that you're in for the content. Back in 2018, I thought he should have been completely kicked off the platform. And you know who I'm talking about. And he wasn't. Just like this incident, he's probably gonna get a slap on the wrist. It's probably not gonna be that big of a deal, but hey, at least he got the content. And then he looks at his phone, wanders back and forth, and then you can tell he's like trying to pose almost for a thumbnail. You can tell, because look, it's really awkward posing for thumbnails. I would know, especially in front of a car. And he's like walking back and forth, and you're like, he's trying to position himself and frame himself to look like a victim and like hold his head to get that frame. It's crazy. And then he completely lies to the people helping him on the road, saying, oh, I was just driving, I lost control. Yeah, maybe have this factor. Maybe this was a factor. And then he looks at his friend who's been bleeding from his head and then points like this, like, hey bro, film me again, film me. And then he takes his shirt off for some reason. I don't know why. God, people these days, I swear. So there's been a few articles for this incident come out lately, and one today was from Jalopnik, and they said, he posted his own version of events online, link below. In the video, he showed footage to clean up the following crash and a visit hospital for him and his buddy, who needed medical attention after hitting his head hard in the crash. And by saying that the big lesson he's learned is no more driving cars like this in the rain. It's not the car. It's you. It's looking at your phone. Oh my God. And then there's the stupid YouTube thumbnail and title, we almost died. This isn't supposed to be some PSA video, but at the end of the day, guys, don't look at your phone while driving. Even if I hold my phone whatsoever while driving, even if it's half a second, I kind of feel guilty about it, right? Because I might be like getting GPS going or something. I had all the time in the world when I started, right, in the parking lot and everything else. He had all the time in the world to stream at home or stream while driving, while his buddy took over everything. He's not a one-man band. There's no excuse for him to be doing this and somebody else filming. And then having the audacity to tell your bleeding friend to hold your phone for you is just absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane with that Oscar-winning performance. My question to you guys today is, have you ever been affected by a distracted driver? Have you been in an accident with one? Have you ridden with somebody and then had an accident? Put it down in the comment section below. And once again, I don't know why people support people like this. I never have, and I probably never will. including the example that I said before. Also, one last thing before this video ends, I actually launched my own project car marketplace. So if you're really trying to find a project car for yourself, it's in beta right now. So all you have to do is register, give me some feedback, and check it out. Time for a new project. But on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.